Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you. Not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Four men lock your door. 5, 6, crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you. And I have just a special short little episode for you. I have a recorded interview with Creed Bratton, mostly known from The Office, and as a musician with the band The Grassroots. He is in Into the Dark's new well, they're calling them episodes, but they're actually full-on movies. If you guys aren't aware, Blumhouse TV is partnered up with Hulu and is doing one film per month that has to do with a holiday in that month. And obviously this month we are coming up on the 4th of July, so it is 4th of July themed. The film is called Culture Shock. It'll be released on Hulu on the 4th of July, so this Thursday. And it does star Creed Bratton in a more serious role. So what follows is my interview with him. It was recorded yesterday, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, everyone, I have the legendary Creed Bratton on the line, and we're going to be talking about, Into the Dark's new installment, Culture Shock. Welcome, Creed. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Legendary, please. It's all true, of course, but stop.
Oh yeah,
stop,
yes,
please.
yes, of course. I mean, the absolute legendary. You can't deny that.
It's true. I know, but come on.
No,
my head is big enough.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm guessing, Creed, that obviously the vast majority of people know and love you from The Office, you know. And
yeah, and I still have, of course, the music fans from the grassroots. You know, the boomers. They still come up with albums and stuff to sign. Sure, yeah, but mostly, of course.
Well, and I know you've been doing a lot of solo stuff. Actually, I just saw that you were. I'm in Colorado, and I think that you were near the area, maybe even up in Estes Park, doing your thing recently. So.
Yep, I was a while back. I think that's right. We had sold out 1,000 people there for my solo show, which was great.
All right. Now, are you doing comedy with the solo show as well, music and comedy?
Well, yeah, it's music, but I tell stories in between, and then they find them humorous. So I would say so, yes.
Sure. Now, I mean, that's a little bit of a twist to jump right into a horror film. Is that something that you were looking to do and wanted to jump into, or did it just sort of come across your plate and you're like, yeah, sure, why not?
No, I've been looking for stuff like this for a long time. Mostly, obviously, the things people send me are very Creed like, you know. Yeah. They want to go there. But I obviously am a serious actor. I did a film when I was on the show called Terry. Mm-hmm. It went to Sundance and with John C. Reilly and Jacob Wachowski, and it got good reviews. I mean, really good reviews, but not a lot of people saw it, and I was a total departure. And I kept thinking, okay, this is the one that people are going to see that I'm a serious actor too, and I can do other stuff. So when my agent sent me this script, I read it and I went, okay, this is the bad guy that I can do this bad guy.
Sure.
And so I went in and read for it, and I even memorized the lines. Mm-hmm. You know, instead of asking for cue cards. It's a joke. I always memorize that. And luckily I got the part, and I got to work with Martha and Sean and Richard Cabral and Barbara Crampton.
Yeah,
and it's a good cast, and I couldn't put the script down. I mean, I finished. I turned it. I went call him right away. So, well, this is a page turner. Get me in the room. And I think it's an important message too at this time and place.
No, it is. It's sort of got everything. It keeps your attention the entire time. I was frustrated because I was watching it last night, and I don't know if it was my Wi-Fi or the screener site, but it just kept giving me the wheel of death, and so I got about 30 minutes of it, and then I went to bed after 30 minutes. I'm like, what the hell happens? What's going on right now? Luckily today,
I hate the wheel of death.
Yeah. So yeah, it like keeps your attention the whole time, and then like you said, to top it all off, it does. It's got an important message. It's relevant. It's definitely powerful. It's hard hitting.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Hopefully, it'll wake up the people that don't really, pay attention to the news and stuff. They just want escapism. They're trying to escape through a horror film. Yeah. And there again, it's gonna let them know. We don't want to separate people from their children. Come on. This is easy,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, and you, you had, I think it's funny you mentioned people take you as a serious actor when I actually think, obviously your part in The Office.
People take me as a comedy actor.
I know,
but they don't think of me as a serious actor. Yeah.
Which I think is strange because
they'll find me a little scarier after this one.
Oh, sure. No. I think so for sure. And I think it's sort of strange because your character of Creed, playing Creed in The Office, is a little cynical, and I could totally see you playing, the bad guy in something. And now I have.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually, as you say it now, and I think about it in that context, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, because he was dark,
Oh,
a lot of people think he was. That's a toss-up between me or Toby, the Scranton Strangler.
Yes. Yeah.
I just tell people that if he was around, I would strangle the Scranton Strangler.
Yes.
That's my theory. Creed would do. Yeah.
I was told by just a couple close friends when I talked about the interview that we were going to be doing. They're like, "You got to ask him if he was the Scranton Strangler."
Or just tell him that I strangled the Scranton Strangler.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll tell him you were worse than the Scranton Strangler.
Oh yeah. Well, I obviously wasn't him because I came in with too much blood on me, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't get blood if you were strangling someone.
That's what it is.
My theory.
By
the way, the writers never had anybody in mind.
No.
Yeah. No.
Well, that's a good little tidbit there. All right.
Yeah.
Now, going back to the cast you talked about working with, Barbara Crampton, obviously a horror icon, reanimator. She's done a ton since then. Was it cool to work with her? And have you ever worked with her before or met her before this?
I had not, but we hit it off. She's really, really good. And my God, just how can someone smiling be so scary?
Yes.
And she's the nicest person. She's absolutely the nicest person, and obviously a consummate professional. Everybody was.
Sure.
But yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And Martha's Martha's movie, and she's so wonderful in it. She's so great.
Yeah, she really killed it. She did a great job.
Absolutely fantastic job.
And also, you have Richard Cabral, who killed it. He's been recently Mayans MC, American Crime. His back and forth. It really in this film, it gives a couple
Emmy nominated. This guy's got chops. Without a doubt.
Yeah, and it gives him a chance to really show off because you have to be this cynical person and then make the change to that fake person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Is this going to air before or after the show?
We'll get it out there right before or day of even.
Right before. Okay, I can't talk about that.
I don't know. I like to give. I like to warn people that we do have spoilers every now and then. But.
I don't think it's probably a good idea to give spoilers.
No, I hear you.
Well, there's one line. I'll give you one. There's one line that Richard says. He goes, "Hello, friend," and it comes out of nowhere. It is so funny, and so creepy, and it's so good.
It really is.
They're going to love him. His fans are going to love him in this.
No, and your guy is quite the asshole, but you do get a chance to.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But you get a little bit of a chance to step in there and be the nice governor, at least, who's trying to be nice.
Well, actually, he's intimidated. He's trying to find out what's going on there because he's trying to find out what's happening with Martha. So he's still intimidating whatever he's doing. I think
No, he is. Was this
when he first walks on? Yeah, you're right. When he first walks on, he's trying to be nice to everybody. Yeah.
Well, and was
but
this?
We can see right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Now, was this? Were you on set very long? Was principal photography? How long were you there?
I think I was there 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
With my stuff. But it wasn't in sequence, so it came off at different times,
Sure.
After asking Gigi, and by the way, Gigi Salguero is a director to be looked for in the future. She's got a big career ahead of her. She's really good.
Sure. I want to sort of rewind a little bit and talk about just your career in general while I have you on the line here. I mean, I know you started out big time in music. You already talked about grassroots. What sort of made you take the turn into acting? Was it one specific thing, or did things just sort of opportunities start popping up?
When I was young, I had low self-esteem, and I stuttered really, really badly. To the point where they pulled me out of school because I couldn't even already articulate a word,
Jeez.
And they put me in a stutter school. And I got over that, and then they recommended that I get up in front of people whenever I could. They said maybe you should do plays and stuff like that. So in high school, I auditioned for some plays, and I was scared. I got it, and then I found out that I really loved it, and I was actually good at it. So from a young age, and when I went to college, I was a drama major. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as I left the grassroots, I went in and I studied the Meisner method in L.A. with Charles Conrad.
Yeah.
He was the Meisner guru at that time in L.A. And I've been doing acting and music most of my life, and I really don't conceive stopping one and just doing one exclusively.
Sure.
I love them both way too much,
Sure. And now, I mean, you were pretty young when you took on music seriously. What you did some world traveling.
When I was 17, I started working professionally, and then out of college, I went to Europe and toured Europe and North Africa. Went over to Beirut, Syria, Jordan, into Israel, up through East Germany, Romania, Bulgaria, the old Red Curtain block.
Yeah.
And I was just in my mid-20s, in my early 20s at that time. Yeah.
Wow. And now was that? I mean, obviously you have to.
That was amazing.
Oh, I bet. I mean, so many experiences at such a young age has to add to just the overall life experience you can bring to acting.
Well, that's one of the reasons I left, because my drama coach at the time said I was doing the scene. I said, I'm just not getting this. I don't get this character. He said, no, Creed. He said, you don't have. It's not that you don't have the chops. You just don't have enough life experiences to draw from yet. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get some life experiences. Yeah. And I did. Maybe a little too many, my friend.
Yes. What did your mother think of that? Just taking off and basically partying?
She kind of knew I was going to get out of that. I was doing a little town of 300 people up by Yosemite. And she always knew. She always said, I know you're going to bolt the coop at a really young age. And I did. I got out of there fast.
Was that something that, it was all planned out? The opportunity was there. They're like, come along with us? Or were you just sort of fly of the seat, just took off and just went where you could?
Fly of the seat of pants. I had no B plan. I never, ever thought that I was going to do anything else. Then act or play music. I never thought about doing anything else.
Wow.
Thank God I got lucky enough to keep doing it. So it's been a really great life for me.
Oh, that is amazing. Now taking it back to horror here, have you been much of a horror fan in general before this, or are you now even?
No, I'm not. Really, I'm kind of ignorant of the genre.
Sure.
But I obviously did love. Silence of the Lambs. That's the first one I think. Is that a horror film?
I consider it horror. Yeah, psychological horror. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I loved that film, and then of course Aliens too.
Oh yeah.
And then stuff like that. I don't think I can only consider them horror. I guess I don't like which schlocky stuff where it's just gratuitous stuff.
Yeah.
I like a story and like really good acting, like anything else. And if it's in a horror film, I'll take it. Silence of the Lambs was an amazing movie.
Yes.
It still is, and it still holds up,
It does.
Oh, wait, is she that, the big fat girl? Yeah.
Right.
Ted nailed that part.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's true. He did kill it. He did really great.
Yeah. And speaking of that, yes, I would actually love to play another creepy bad guy.
Yeah.
Maybe a Bond villain, or maybe like a Hannibal, a really old Hannibal.
Sure.
Who's lost his teeth, and he gums his victims to death. That's a possibility. I could go with that.
I think that'd be a comedy horror. I think you could help merge the two together.
I think I should pitch that one. Yeah.
Well, I that would have been my next question. Is yes, are you actively looking to change that persona? Are you more so looking for those bad guys right now than the comedy characters?
Well, no, I'm looking for any kind of. It's always the script. It's always the writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the writing. I'd love if I could play a sweet, wonderful grandfather, that helps out his grandkids.
Yeah.
Actually, now I got grandkids, so I can draw from that. I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I know that I can do that's a little different from the Creed character, so I can keep showing people, and for myself, just being a more well-rounded actor.
Sure.
That's all about just getting better at my craft and my art.
Well,
and music too. I always try to take on more complicated stuff as I get older.
Sure.
Too.
Well, I mean, I think you did a wonderful job of that in this film. I think watching you, it's totally believable. I have no second thoughts about this guy's a comedy actor in here. You look creepy.
Good.
Yeah.
And also we don't think of me when we see me. We don't think of me in terms of being that guy from The Office either.
No.
We forget that real fast.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So thank you, Danny. That's all I needed to hear.
You have my approval. Well, yes. Well, I know you got to run. I know you're on a tight schedule today.
Well, we are. But
yes.
But it was great talking to you. Good questions too. Sometimes I go to these things. How is it like being on The Office? What's your favorite color? I don't have time for that, but you're good questions.
Well, thank you, kind sir, and I hope to see you in more of these roles in the near future.
I hope so too, my friend.
All right,
Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.